Hi, my name is Dave Rocheford, and I'm a real estate attorney of the law office of David R. Rocheford, Jr. My office represents mortgage lenders and buyers and sellers of real estate. So you want to know the difference between purchasing an REO property and purchasing a foreclosed property. Well, there is a difference, and people get confused often. An REO, which stands for real estate owned, is property that's owned by a lender. And that property is owned by the lender now because the foreclosure that actually they went through to get the title to the property back didn't result in a sale to a bidder. There were no bidders at the property, or they didn't bid high enough, so the lender just took the property off the auction block essentially and took ownership of it. Now they own it, they put it back on the market through a realtor and are going to sell it to the general public. A foreclosure is the process where the bank takes the property back from a borrower who's defaulted. They have an auction, and the highest bidder at the auction takes title to the property. They become the new owner. And that's the difference between buying an REO property, which is property you're buying from a lender who has already gone through the foreclosure process. The foreclosure didn't result in a high bidder, so they take it back, they put it in their inventory, and they market like anybody else would market a real estate. And you make a conventional offer to purchase on the property. And with a foreclosure, again, you're going into an auction, maybe just one person there, or it might be 10 or 15 people there bidding on the property. They make their bid, the highest bid wins. So the difference between the two is basic in that one's a conventional type of transaction where the seller is a bank and the other one is an auction. If you're a first-time home buyer and you don't have the experience of buying real estate, you'd probably want to stay away from a foreclosure because a lot of times you don't know what you're getting. If you're looking for your dream home, buying a foreclosure might be a good financial decision. You might get the property at a good price. You may not. But the important thing is that there aren't contingencies. You can't get out. Once you raise your hand and you get the bid, then you're stuck to it. With an REO, you have a lot more time to look at the property. You can go there a couple times with your realtor, take a tour of the property, make sure it's what you want, and make an offer that's an educated offer based on the market and such, and have contingencies, time to inspect the property for radon, lead paint, or just general construction inspection. And if you don't get your financing for the property, then you can get out of the transaction if it's written properly. With a foreclosure, it doesn't work like that. You go with a check. Usually it's about a $5,000 non-refundable check. So if you're the highest bidder, you give that check over to the lender that's making the auction, or the auctioneer, and that's it. If you don't close because you can't get financing or you're not satisfied with the foundation of the property or whatever the case may be, you don't get your deposit back. And it's a big risk to take. And certainly once you move into the property, if it's a foreclosed property, you haven't had the chance to inspect it, you might find that there's severe problems with the property. So as far as a risk level, certainly sticking with an REO property would be a better way to go.